national economics to grow, which will be competing between proposition team come from Faculty of Education, Art and Humanities Campus 1, with opposition team come from Faculty of Education, Art and Humanities Campus 2. Dear proposition team and opposition team, please stand up. Please respect the chair of the ceremony and all participants. Please respect each other. Thank you. Please be seated. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, before starting our debate, please allow me to introduce the debate team that start from the proposition team. Proposition team come from Faculty of Education, Art and Humanities Campus 1. Please welcome Ms. Aiksekun Milia. Please welcome Mr. Simpirun. Please welcome Mr. Wun Udom. And please welcome Ms. Radha Meli. Two opposition teams come from Faculty of Education, Art and Humanities Campus 2. Please welcome Ms. Khun Resmay. Please welcome Ms. Peng Sosrepek. Please welcome Ms. Heng Kim Huang. And please welcome Ms. Nais Reina. Well, so we please welcome the first speaker from the proposition team. You have 5 minutes to deliver your opening and constructive speech. You may begin.
Testing, testing. My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, every time we take out our wallet, we make a decision, not just about what to buy, but about which economy we choose to build. When we buy a product, our money does not disappear. It goes somewhere. The question is, does it stay in our country and strengthen our economy, or does it leave and build someone else's? And that is what we are debating today. First and foremost, I would like to pay my respect to the chair of the ceremony, adjudicators, and fellow debaters. My name is Aiksekun Milia. I am the first speaker from the proposition team. And as for today's motion, it is stated that citizen support for local product drive national economic to grow. However, before we dive deeper into the topic, there are 2 key phrases that I would like to explain first. First, according to the World Bank, citizen support refers to domestic consumption, which means people choosing to buy, use, and trust the product that made in their own country. The second phrase is local product. It refers to goods and services and that produced is in the country regardless of whether the owner is a citizen or a foreign investor. This according to the WTO. Ladies and gentlemen, we as the proposition team here are not denied to the role of other factors contributing to the economic growth. Those factors do matter and we acknowledge them openly. However, today's debate is not about claiming that citizen support for local product is the only factor. Of course it is not. There are many other factors, but we are here to prove that supporting local product is also one of the most important factors that we should never be ignored in order to grow our economic effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, through our argumentation, we will clearly show how supporting local product will first increase national GDP, second, create jobs for citizens, and third, strengthening trade balance. And now let's start with our first argument, which focuses on increasing national GDP. Ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on the core of every economy. GDP grows when production grows. Production grows when demand increases. So when the citizen choose to support local product, they increase domestic demand. When demand increases, businesses expand production. And when production expands, companies hire more workers, invest more, and generate more income. And every unit produced inside the country is counted directly into GDP. And let's be clear why this matters, because without domestic demand, production cannot expand. Without production, GDP cannot grow. And without GDP growth, there is no strong economy. Therefore, supporting local product is not a secondary factor. It is not optional, but in fact, it is a foundational engine of economic growth because it is the starting point that activates businesses, increases output, and more than that, it keeps money circulating within the country. For instance, in the United States, personal spending make up about 67 to 68% of total GDP. This according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. That means that more than the entire of American economy depends on what citizens choose to buy. When American support local product, they increasing American productions and national GDPs. More than that, similarly in India, under the Vocal for Local initiative, sale of Khadi and village industry product grew massively. Sale increased from about 311 billion rupees to 1.7 trillion rupees for the past decade. That means it is 4 times higher than before. And more than that, production increased from about 347%, and employment in that sector grew for almost 49%. Honorable judges, this evidence clearly shows that when citizens choose to support their local product, they help the domestic producer to grow, create jobs, keep money circulating within the country. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are not saying that supporting local product is the only factor, because we know that all factors play a role. But what we're trying to emphasize is this: without citizens choose to support their local product, all the other factors cannot reach their full potential. So our position is clear, simple, and practical. When people choose to buy local product, they help the domestic demand increase national GDP, and strengthen our trade balance. To sum up, economic growth begins with productions, and production begins with demand. When citizens choose to support local product, they help to build our stronger economic. Therefore, we as the proposition team would like to suggest to all the local producers out there to maintain competitive prices while continuously improving the quality so that citizens can choose confidently without hesitation. We, the proposition team, proud to propose. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Please be seated. Next, please welcome the first speaker from the opposition team. You have 5 minutes to deliver your opening and constructive speech. You may begin.
My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. My dear proposition team, before we ask citizens to support local product, we must first ask a more fundamental question. Who truly tried the creation of that product? The answer is not the consumer or the supporter. The answer is not the consumer or the supporter. It is the people, their skill, their knowledge, and the human capital that form the backbone of every economy. Without this foundation, all support for local product is merely symbolic. First and foremost, I would like to pay my high respect to Venerable Mang, respected Chairman of ceremony, honorable judges, party management team, fellow debater, and distinguished participation. Good morning. My name is Kuan Desmai, and I am honored to stand here before you today as a leader of the opposition team to oppose the motion that the House believes that citizen support for local product drive the national economy to grow. But before we going deeper into our argument, allow me to define some key terms first. According to the Cambodian Ministry of Commerce, citizen support is the active participation of people in buying and promoting local product. And according to the Cambridge Dictionary, the word try means to cause something to progress, develop, or grow stronger. And national economy is the total production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services within the country. And this is according to the Cambodian Ministry of Economy and Finance. So to put it simply, today's motion suggests that if citizens actively promote and buy local product made in their own country, it helps the national economy expand. However, we as the opposition team firmly believe that citizen support for local product is not a long-term driver of national economic growth. Instead, we believe that human capital is the real engine. And as the evidence to demonstrate, ladies and gentlemen, we will raise up 3 main arguments for today's debate. The first one is human capital determines productivity, which is the real engine of national economic growth. Second, human capital attracts investment and expand industry. And lastly, is human capital enable innovation and global competitiveness. And me, as the first speaker of the opposition team, I will demonstrate the most fundamental argument that human capital determines productivity, which is the real engine of national economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, national economic growth does not come from where citizens spending money. It's come from how efficiently workers produce world-class products that compete internationally. And this product is really important to produce with the class one. You know, productivity is relying on citizens that have education, skill training, and competence of a nation workforce. Now imagine if the country with citizens proudly buying local products, but the worker lack of skill, technology is outdated. The result is simple: low quality, high cost, and no competitiveness. In contrast, if the country invests in education, it creates efficient worker, innovative industry, and higher output. And this productivity is what truly drives the national economy. And according to the International Economic Study and World Bank data show that a large share of South Korea GDP growth came from the improvement in human capital and labor productivity. Instead of relying on consumption alone, South Korea government prioritized education, skill training, and workforce development. Today, global companies like Samsung, Hyundai, and LG succeed globally not because of citizens are told to buy local, but because of highly skilled workers produce world-class products that compete internationally. On the other hand, relying on citizens to support local products without strengthening in human capital only circulate money in a weak system. It does not prepare economy for the future. And that is why our Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Manet reaffirmed that the strong of royal government commitment is to investing in human capital, which he described as a key driver of national economic value, advancing the society through improving technical skill. So in my conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, national economic growth does not come from where citizens spend the money. It comes from how productivity the country produce the product. And citizen support for local product is the gesture, but human capital is the real driver of national economic growth. Education, skill training, and educated people create the world-class product that compete internationally and sustain the economy. And finally, we, as the opposition team, standing here today to provide the strong solution, which we believe that human capital is the strong solution to solve the economic problem in our country. Thank you.